What is going on, football fans? Back at it with another New York Giants video, and in this video, I'm going to be previewing the Week 2 matchup between the New York Giants and the Buffalo Bills. The New York Giants, of course, coming off a devastating loss against the Dallas Cowboys as we just got completely manhandled, dropping the game 35-17, a game in which our defense looked completely lost. Pat Shurmur looked like he didn't know what he was doing in terms of the offensive play calling. Yes, there were a few positives. The offensive line looked great. Saquon Barkley looked terrific in the opportunities that he got on 11 carries. They were able to throw the ball for over 300 yards. They moved the football to the tune of almost 500 yards of total offense. But they couldn't get the ball in the end zone nearly enough. They couldn't convert on third down, and the defense was awful. They gave up 5 straight touchdowns in that game. The Buffalo Bills, on the other hand, dropped down in the game against the New York Jets 16-0. Josh Allen had 4 turnovers, 2 fumbles, 2 interceptions. The Bills on the road were able to rally back and take down the New York Jets late in the fourth quarter to get to a 1-0 record. And the Buffalo Bills are no pushover. And they kind of have I don't know how you could, a favorable schedule. Yes, they have 2 road games to start the season, but both of them are pretty much in the same state. So at least they don't got to travel too far. They are playing the game the same place they played at Week 1. They'll be playing at MetLife Stadium for a road game against the New York Giants. And when you look at the Buffalo Bills, it's a rookie quarterback with a lot of upside who has not quite shown his talent yet at the pro level, a second-year quarterback, I should say, and a very strong defense, okay? That is this team's strength. Now, they have some new weapons on the offensive side of the football, and we're going to jump into all of that. But when it comes to this game, it is simple. The Giants on the offensive side of the football need to have learned their lesson. And we don't know if Sterling Shepard's going to be in this game. There were reports at practice today he was running around, and it seemed encouraging that he may be ready for the game and past the concussion protocol. We'll have to wait and see. They, of course, acquired T.J. Jones. I expect Russell Shepard to be more involved. And, you know, they're going to have to dink and dunk and find their way with the weapons in the passing game. But that is not how you beat this Buffalo Bills team. You saw it last week. Sam Darnold couldn't throw on them. Last year, nobody could throw on them. They gave up the fewest amount of passing yards in football, just over 2,800 passing yards. Where they are a little weak is the run game. You can run on them. They were middle of the pack. And that is what the New York Giants must focus on in this football game. It is imperative. I mean, last game we were complaining, but against this team specifically, it's going to be very hard to throw on this football team, especially being how great they are in that department, and Eli Manning's going to be missing at least Golden Tate, and a good chance he'll be missing Sterling Shepard. So they're going to have to pound the ball to Barkley. Barkley will have to establish the ground game, which will hopefully open up the middle of the field with the play-action pass, but it all starts with the ground game, and it is inexcusable in this game if he does not get at least 20 carries against this Buffalo Bills defense, because that is our only chance in this football game. This is a great defense. On the offensive side of the football, the Bills made some changes, right? They went out, they acquired 6 new offensive linemen in free agency. They also acquired the slot receiver that we as Giants fans are all too familiar with, as he was wearing the star for Dallas in Cole Beasley. And he was always pesky against us. We know how that's going to go. We're going to have to use a linebacker in coverage with him. And, of course, they acquired John Brown, who's coming off a great performance last week, in which he had 7 catches for 123 yards and a touchdown. He's the type of receiver that could take the top off the defense. And you pair that with the arm of Josh Allen, that is dangerous, right? Because Josh Allen has a cannon. That guy could throw the ball 70 yards. Yes, he's not the most accurate quarterback in the world, but he's got a cannon, and the Giants are going to have to help over the top with John Brown, because he's certainly a guy that could take the top off of a defense. They also have a young rookie running back on this football team in Singletary. Last week he only had 4 carries, but for 70 yards. Gore was 11 for 20, and Josh Allen was 10 for 38 on the ground. That is another thing you have to look out for with Josh Allen. Lamar Jackson, of course, is known as the guy that runs the football the most at that position, but Josh Allen is not too far behind. He rushed for over 600 yards in his rookie season, and this guy is dangerous in the run game. The New York Giants will have to spy him in this game, whether that be Lorenzo Carter, whether, somebody's going to have to spy him. Somebody with speed and athleticism. They cannot let Josh Allen beat them on the ground, something that the New York Giants have not done too well against in the past. Mobile quarterbacks. That is a big key to this defensive game plan. And I know in my defensive video this week, after we got killed by the Dallas Cowboys, I said my strategy going forward would be more of a conservative approach. And normally I would say that, but against this team, you got to send the dogs. You got to get after these guys. Now, you have to do it better than you did last week. You have to come up with a better game plan, more exotic blitzes, whatever it is. But Josh Allen is a young quarterback who's prone to making mistakes. He turned the ball over 4 times last week. You have a new offensive line. These guys haven't played together. I know it's improved. You brought in some established vets. But nonetheless, they haven't played together. The Giants have an opportunity in this game to get pressure on Josh Allen, and that will be the key on defense. You got to get after him. You have to get after him, and you have to spy him. You're going to need some help with John Brown, but that will be the key to this game. Now, there's strong defense. Like I said, the passing game, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to throw on this football team. Make no mistakes about it, guys. 2,800 yards. I mean, when you do the math, what is that? That's like 170 yards, whatever it is, a game from the quarterback in the air. That's what they gave up per game last year. That's impressive. Okay, so don't expect Eli Manning to go out there and sling the football. They're going to have to run. They're going to have to establish the play action pass. They'll have to have 2 tight end sets. They could use, Red Ellison in the passing game a little bit. We'll have to wait and see what they do. But I don't expect them to be throwing the ball deep down the field. This is a game where you have to keep that defense fresh because you're going to be sending the dogs on that side of the football. You have to pound the ball with Barkley down their throats. If he can get 30 carries in this game, give it to him because that's the only way you're going to win this game, and we cannot drop to 0-2. 11% of the time when a team drops to 0-2 do they make the playoffs. This is a near must-win game, the home opener. We have not won a home opener in forever. This is a game we have to win. Tampa Bay will not be easy next week, but we'll cross that road when we get there. Buffalo this week, going to be tough, guys. The other thing I want to point on, if there's a weakness to this defense, as I said, they're mediocre in the run game, great in the passing game. Overall, gave up the second fewest yards in football last year. And they came up with 4 sacks last week against the Jets. They could get after the quarterback. They create turnovers. They came up with 16 interceptions as a team last year. This is a very good defense. But if there is a weakness, last year they struggled mightily when you got into the red zone. So when the Giants get into the red zone, they're going to have to cash in. They gave up a touchdown 71% of the time, which ranked 30th in the league. So there will be opportunities if you get into that red zone. So hopefully the Giants can cash in. Hopefully they don't settle too much for threes in this game. Where this game is going to be played, I see it being played in the mid to high teens, maybe the low 20s. The Giants cannot give up more than 17, 20 points tops if they expect to win this football game because it's going to be tough to put up points on this Buffalo defense. They're a grinded-out football team, and it will not be easy. But I think there's going to be opportunities to get turnovers in this game. Josh Allen is wet behind the ears. He's still learning coverages. Yes, he's very talented, but he's a raw prospect, and he's a guy that will commit turnovers when when he gets frantic, when you put him in the right situation. So, Giants got to get after this guy. They got to force him to make throws he doesn't want to make. It won't be easy, guys, and they're going to have to send the dogs. At the end of the day, I'm going to go into this optimistically, okay? I realize everybody thinks hell is freezing over, right? We lost to the Dallas Cowboys. Our defense looked horrible in that game, and there's every reason to think we're going to look horrible in this one. But I think the Giants come back home, they bounce back, and they play strong in this contest, and they find a way to get a narrow victory against the Buffalo Bills to get to 1-1. I've got it, New York Giants 21, Buffalo Bills 17, as the Giants get to 1-1 on this season. As always, guys, I want to thank you guys for watching. If you liked what you watched, please subscribe. Drop a comment. Maybe give me a little thumbs up. Tell me your predictions in the comments below. Cheers.